Could XRP both kick off and lead an alt season this cycle? That's something I've been thinking a little bit about the past couple of days, and so I want to talk a little bit further in this video today. So, hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. As I mentioned, I did want to talk about, what maybe a potential world would look like in which XRP is the one that actually kind of kicks off and leads the alt season. And this is not to say that Bitcoin doesn't kind of lead the way up and then kind of the alts kick in from there. But what I'm talking about, at least historically, is what we've seen is obviously Bitcoin leads the way up. And then from there, we see usually things kind of trickle into Ethereum and then kind of Ethereum adjacents. Think about Solana, Cardano, XRP, things like that. And then we kind of move down and down and down until we end up in, meme coins and Ponzi's and all this type of crazy stuff. And then we see a little bit of like a blow off top, we come down the other side, all that type of stuff. So, but what we've seen in the past that we haven't seen so far yet this cycle is usually Bitcoin, at least specifically, makes people a lot of money, right? And so right now, I think we're in a point where Bitcoin's still poised to be something that can make people a lot of money, but it's not necessarily making people a lot of money really fast. And I think in the previous bull runs, that's what's been super cool, right? It's like Bitcoin's gone from 4K to 20K in the span of like 6 weeks. It went from like, what was it, like 20K to 60K in the span of like 3 months, stuff like that. I mean, some really, really ridiculous price appreciation in almost no time. And I think we're probably not, or at least so far, we haven't seen that from Bitcoin. And I would be a little bit surprised if we did, just because we've seen institutions coming in. This could very well be an institutional cycle. And so with that, I don't know that we'll see Bitcoin kind of have that crazy pump that we have seen in the past. So that then begs the question of, well, okay, if alt season is going to happen, first off, is alt season over? But then second, if we still believe that an alt season could happen, how do we get there? Right now, obviously, Ethereum has been wholly uninspiring, has not really done anything particularly impressive. Price action has basically been ranging between like 2 and 4K, not actually even reaching previous all-time highs, which is somewhat rare within particularly a lot of the larger alts. So basically I would say the only two alts, large alts we should say, that we've actually seen make a pretty interesting run so far is both Solana and XRP. I would say XRP by far has a lot more attention, hype. It feels the most alt season-y, I would say. Solana, the gains have been impressive. It's stalled out recently, and there's a lot of FUD coming with the network uptime and meme coins. I think we're seeing a general level of exhaustion of meme coins in the market, stuff like that. And so to me, this makes me kind of look at XRP and think, maybe this could be the one, right? I mean, we'll look at the chart here in a second, but at least what we've seen from XRP so far, it's been pretty impressive, because we also have to remember that XRP is a pretty large market cap, but there's also a lot of people who hold a lot of XRP because they're massive believers in it, right? And so the fact that we've already seen XRP price go up, almost 10x from the lows kind of back last year, really impressive, right? I mean, that is super, super impressive. People have made a bunch of money already. If we see XRP at $5, $10, $15, I mean, I hear some predictions for like $100. That to me seems very, very crazy. I think probably $5 makes some sense. 7's probably getting a little bit overvalued, and then 10's like, we're in bubble territory for sure, at least in my opinion. You can call me bearish, you can call me whatever. That's just kind of my opinion, just based on the market cap. And all I'm doing is I'm looking at the market cap, because if we look at the XRP market cap right now, it's $150 billion. Fully diluted market cap is, I think, about $300 or $350 billion. So equivalent to Ethereum at this point, if we are looking at fully diluted. If we see a $10 XRP, we're going to be looking at a $600 billion market cap, and fully diluted, we're going to be over $1 trillion. So, that doesn't to me seem like ridiculously overvalued, because it's not like passing Bitcoin or anything like that. I know there are some like major XRP bulls that think we should be flipping Bitcoin, all that type of stuff. We're going to talk a little bit about that, because some of this does play into my alt season thesis about how would this even happen, right? And so I think the biggest thing to think about with XRP and how this is looking, a lot of that type of stuff, is where does the money go after that, right? Because a lot of what we've seen, at least historically in Ethereum, is after people make a whole bunch of money on Bitcoin, there's nowhere to put it in Bitcoin, right? So then people move it to Ethereum, and then once on Ethereum, people start going kind of sideways and down. Sideways meaning things like adjacents, like Cardano, XRP, Solana, stuff like that. But they also start going down, and they start looking at, I don't think L2s really were much of a thing last cycle, but we were looking at things kind of built on Ethereum. So think about like DeFi. We had all those like like treasury backed DAOs that were like forking all over the place. We had like depend stuff, very beginning of that. A lot of that type of stuff is what we were seeing at kind of in that last alt season. And so XRP only has kind of the disadvantage, at least so far. I think we're seeing this kind of shift a little bit, but XRP kind of only, or it has a bit of a disadvantage in the sense that they don't really have much of a built out ecosystem. Their project and their ecosystem is primarily built on sending money internationally, right? And so, that's great and all, but like there's no meme coins, there's no like utility projects, there's no really anything like, if I were to make a whole bunch of money on XRP, there's not a whole lot to spend my XRP on. I would need to go find an ecosystem elsewhere, which is part of the reason why I think that we may have seen a little bit of a drop or a little bit of kind of maybe a false start in like that December timeframe, is because at least from my perspective, the only people that I really like, that I saw true retail people talking about was XRP. And I still think that's the case right now. The only project that I think there's truly like widespread real excitement around remains to be XRP. And so I'm kind of thinking like, well, how could XRP kick off an alt season 1? And I think there's the hype. I think there's the community for sure. There's a lot of that type of stuff. But I'm trying to figure out, well, where does it go next, right? Because we kind of saw it go up a lot, and none of them, I mean, everybody loves XRP, right? They're not going to sell their XRP and jump into Ethereum or Solana or whatever. They're going to keep their XRP. But there's nothing to really use it on within the XRP ecosystem. So this is something I've kind of been thinking about a little bit. I would love your guys' opinions on this. Just drop them in the comment section below. Because this is more of like a thought experiment. I'm trying to figure out how this could work, because part of me thinks it could work in the sense that it's a little bit of like nobody would see it coming, right? Everybody, I think right now, and this is one of the things that actually does kind of make me a little bit nervous, is I think everybody has this vision in their mind of, okay, like Bitcoin goes up, then Ethereum goes up, then like the Ethereum adjacents go up, and then the like layer 2s go up, and then the apps go up, and then we end up at like Ponzi coins and all that type of stuff. That hasn't really happened, and I realistically I don't think it will happen, because in my mind history never like repeats itself, but it does rhyme, right? So if we're looking for rhymes, what could that be? And maybe it's starting back at the top, right? Maybe we don't see Bitcoin really have that kind of ridiculous blow off top, because in my opinion, I'm basing this assumption, and let me know if you agree with me or not, but I'm kind of basing my assumption on the fact that the thing that kicks off alt season is you need to see something happen that just blows people's minds, right? Making 50% on Bitcoin, it's cool, but like it's not blowing anybody's mind, right? Making 10x on Bitcoin, that's cool. Making 10x on XRP, that's cool. Making 30x on XRP, that's even better, right? So seeing a lot of this, like this is the thing I think that really kind of like, that's what we need to see to kick off an alt season. I don't think we're going to get it from Bitcoin, in my opinion, just based on like, I think Bitcoin will continue to go up, but I don't think we're going to see any of these just like mind-melting returns. So now we need to think about, okay, well, what's next? How do we get there? XRP, like I said, it's looking really nice. At least so far, we're seeing some interesting movements on Ethereum, but at least so far, I don't think we're going to see it from them. So moving on, let's take a quick look at kind of where the chart or where the like market sits today. We can see XRP up 7.3%, looking pretty good overall. The green day on the market. Telcoin, this is interesting because I was just talking about this one the other day. This one's up huge. To me, it actually looks kind of like a beta play to XRP. It looks like they're trying to accomplish a similar goal, which is maybe why it's running, because it is a much smaller market cap. So I'll be interested to see kind of how this goes. We can see kind of green everywhere here. Yeah, we'll have to see. It does look like a beta play to XRP, so it could potentially do relatively well. We are seeing kind of isolated moves up here and there, but we also do have some downs here and there as well. So if you go to the week's looking very nice. Cake has done very well. PulseX has done very well. Telcoin's done very well. A lot of these doing very well over the past week or so. So nice little bit of a bounce after we saw that pretty aggressive move to the downside. Now looking at the XRP chart, because I know that's what we're all here for. This is kind of what we're seeing, right? A little bit, massive breakout, consolidation, really strong breakout again. And now we're kind of pulling down a little bit. I don't find this too concerning because it looked like we were wedging or having it like another wedge kind of form here, but we broke to the downside, which again, it is a possibility. Whenever you see price consolidate, you know that there's probably going to be a break up, maybe, break down, maybe. In this case, we saw a break up. In this case, we saw a breakdown. So what we're seeing from XRP, I think still looks pretty good. I mean, obviously we're massively up from where we were down here and even higher from like the beginning of the year. I mean, we were hitting lows in like the 30-cent range, or at least just, kind of at the low, very high 30-cent range. And, we hit highs up here of $3.40. So almost a 10x from bottom to top. Lots of money. Like these are the types of returns, particularly on a large project like XRP, these are the types of returns that I think get people really, really excited. And if we were to continue and move up to, $5, $6, $7, $10, things like that, that's where I think even more people are going to get excited, and even more people are going to get kind of really interested in getting back into crypto and figuring out where the next one is. A lot of that type of stuff. If we go back well, I guess we won't check out the Bitcoin chart, but if we I'm sure many of you who are involved in the space, you know what the Bitcoin chart looks like. You're very familiar with it. It's done well, but it's done well over the course of 2-3 years, maybe, really from like bottom to top. If you were to take those gains, really impressive gains, but it's over a really long period of time. And I think some of the allure to crypto is that people want money and they want it quick. And that's just not, Bitcoin hasn't really done that. And frankly, at $2 trillion in market cap, barring some like all out governmental institution slugfest where people are trying to acquire as much Bitcoin as humanly possible, as fast as humanly possible, I don't really expect that we see any sort of like explosive price appreciation or anything like that off of Bitcoin. In my opinion, we probably see like 200K is probably bullish. 140 to 160 is probably most realistic in my opinion. We could have already topped, right? Who knows? It's hard to say for sure. But again, running off the assumption that we are potentially hoping to see an alt season, I do think something needs to happen to kind of kick off that kind of like FOMO, the frenzy, all that type of stuff. And I think seeing some just mind-blowing gains is really what people need to see here. And so XRP to me looks like the prime candidate for this. So I'm interested to hear what you guys think. Do you think this makes sense? Do you agree? Do you disagree? Do you think I'm crazy for thinking that people need to see crazy gains? Do you think they'll just come no matter what? Do you think XRP can do it? Do you think XRP's kind of lack of an ecosystem, kind of like Ethereum has? I know there are various things that are built and building on XRP. So this is changing quickly. But I don't think it's controversial to say that XRP has nowhere even close near to like what Ethereum or Solana has, right? And so that's kind of what I'm wondering too, is like without an ecosystem, does that change things? How does this kind of look to you guys? And so anyway, I'm pretty like convicted on that we need to see like something like this happen from a big player. At least at this point in time, like I said, I don't think it's coming from ETH. Solana's kind of already seen its time. It's kind of even already had its own like mini alt season within the Solana network itself. So I'm interested to see kind of how that goes. That's kind of what leads me to XRP. XRP's done really, really well. There's still a ton of hype. There's still a ton of interest. A lot of people are super excited about what they're seeing there. That could be the one, right? So that's kind of what I'm seeing here. If you are wanting to trade XRP, Bitcoin, Ethereum, anything for that matter, whatever you do find interesting in crypto, I do have the link in the description below to BTCC if you are interested. They are giving you a 10% bonus on first-time deposits. So could be really good. Obviously if we're doing some moon math here, we buy, I don't know, $5,000 and get the 10% bonus on first time deposits, and then we go put that into XRP 2, 3, 4, 5x's, you're going to be making more because you have that extra 10% that you are getting for free. So this could turn out to be 20, 30, 40, 50% extra because of this bonus. So something to think about. Again, no pressure if you already have a place to trade or you don't like trading, anything like that. They do leverage trading here, but if you're looking to trade spot, they do that as well. Also extra bonuses up to $10,055 per user if that is something that's interesting, and then also no VPN or KYC necessary. So like I said, just check the link in the description below if you are interested. What we can see here right now, if we just go super quick back to the XRP chart, we have, we're kind of moving up. We're actually above neutral here on the RSI. We are seeing price start to catch a little bit of momentum. We're actually back to even here on the Bollinger Bands. We're kind of pushing the bottom here. We seem to find some level of support here, and now we're kind of running back up. Again, where it stops, it's hard to say. XRP's got a ton of momentum behind it, so I think we could see something pretty impressive out of XRP coming here. But again, who knows for sure, right? I mean, I don't have a crystal ball. I can't tell you the future or anything like that. But I am interested in this kind of thought that XRP maybe could be the one that kicks off alt season, and it would be kind of unexpected, right? I think this would catch people by surprise. It would leave people completely unprepared for kind of how an alt season could potentially unfold, and that could be exactly what the market makers and all these other people are wanting to do, right? Because obviously, if everybody's expecting this to happen, they're not going to do that because everybody's expecting it to happen. I always use the analogy, probably too much recently, of like if everybody knew the Great Depression was going to happen, would it have happened? I mean, I think that answer is pretty obviously no, right? Because everybody would have known it was coming and then acted accordingly and adjusted accordingly and all that type of stuff, and there never would have been that type of crash. Instead of taking out, a third, fourth, fifth, sixth mortgage on your house, you're probably not going to do that because times of economic hardship and uncertainty are coming, so you're just going to chill. And then because you're not doing that crazy stuff and over leveraging yourself and adding way too much leverage into the system, leverage doesn't get over leveraged, and then everything's fine, right? And so I think that's kind of what we're seeing within the crypto ecosystem. If we are going to see an altcoin season, I'm already preparing myself and pretty much prepared for the fact that it's probably going to look a lot different or completely different than what most of us expect. And so that's kind of why I had this thought of like, well, maybe this could be XRP. So anyway, like I said, just leave some comments in the comment section below. I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts on this. Am I crazy? Do you think it makes sense? What do you guys think about, what could happen here potentially? And also, if you did find this information useful, please do give me a like and a subscribe. It really, really does help me out. I'm obviously always continuing to trying to grow my YouTube channel and expand the reach and all that type of stuff in the space. So if you want to help me do that, that'd be a really, really good, super helpful thing to do. So anyway, thank you guys for tuning in. We'll see you in the next one.